Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start our EDUCA DPS podcast for today. And our show is going to be about the yearly celebration of Día del Niño, or Children's Day, at the Denver Art Museum. Join me and Clara Richardi to find out about the activities that we will be having for this big celebration. Before we start, I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, starting with VS America, the suppliers of agile furniture for our DPS schools. Together, we are creating future-ready learning environments where comfort, choice, and engagement drive every student's success. I also want to give a shout out to Lake Middle School, who provided me with this shirt. Shout out to Dino Reyes. Ready for takeoff? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome to today's EDUCA DPS podcast. My name is Javier Ibarra. In this episode, we are celebrating something called Día del Niño, a day dedicated to honoring our children and their creativity and learning. Today, we're joined by Clara Richardi from the Denver Art Museum to talk about exciting activities, cultural experiences, and hands-on learning opportunities. They're planning something big for 2026. So let's explore how art can inspire curiosity, celebrate culture, and help our young learners see the world in new ways. Clarita, welcome to the EDUCA DPS podcast. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for having me.
Can you share with us, what do you do at the museum? If someone said, hey, what does Clarita do? What would you tell them?
What I do at the museum is I am the link between the community and the museum. I have been working for many years and in that area. But recently, well, by that I mean like in the last 5 years, I have been dedicating myself to coordinate the work that the translators do with the museum. For instance, all of the exhibitions at the museum, everywhere in the museum, everything is bilingual. Mm-hmm. So therefore, we have to have a group of translators that translate into Spanish, and then I have to review and say, well, this is very much with the museum programs and things. So I am that link between translators and the museum, and also between community and museum.
And what is the most enjoyable thing about your job? What do you love the most?
Well, I love the fact that sometimes I go to the galleries and I see, or I don't see, I first heard Spanish, and I see people that are enjoying the works of art, and, you know, it's a very rich experience for me that to see that the people are enjoying the fruit of our labors, that, you know, that they are enjoying and learning about the cultures through the language. It could be that the people that are not that much familiar with the English, they are, you know, like they know some, but they feel more at home with the language, with the Spanish. So we make sure that we provide a good experience.
So, Clarita, we did some research online about Día del Niño, or Children's Day, as it said in English. And so I wanted you to check my research. And so right now, this is what I know. So I know that the celebration began in Geneva in 1925. So it's not even original to Mexico or Latin American countries, as I thought, because I grew up Mexican. And so we always celebrated Día del Niño. So during a global conference for child welfare, and later Mexico officially adopted April 30th that same year, creating a vibrant tradition of parties and joy. However, in 1996, author Pat Mora brought the holiday to the U.S., rebranding it as an emphasis to literacy. And today, it celebrates children and promotes book joy, or love of reading, across diverse cultures. How did I do? Is that similar? Yes.
Yes, generally you are correct. What we have, the way that the celebration started, it was after the World War, the first one, the First World War. The international organization recognize that the community that suffer the most is the children, because really they are not aware or not. I mean, they just suffer the consequences of war. So there was what they wanted to do is the community organization is that, I mean, the international organization was to have a day in which we could celebrate the kids, the day that kids were being happy.
And why is that important?
And that is important because it is within the rights of the children. Children have rights that sometimes they are not enforced, right? Because children are, they have the right to be sheltered, to be, to be housed, to be fed. And among these rights is to be happy, the right to enjoy the childhood, enjoy the times that they are, as a kid. So, like I mentioned, it was an international situation in which each country selected their own day to celebrate the kids.
Oh, we don't celebrate the same day?
No. For instance, in Japan, it's in the beginning of May.
Okay.
And here in the United States, it was agreed that it will be in June, the first week or the second week in June. In Mexico, it was chosen that April the 30th. So it doesn't matter if it is a weekend or weekday. It is a day in which kids get spoiled.
Yes.
I mean, you should have a day. I mean, every day should be an occasion to celebrate kids. But because everybody has their own situation, so sometimes we tend to forget about the importance of the children. So this day, it's saying children are important. Children are part of what makes a community, what makes a country. So we have to take care of them. So that's the aim, to take care of the kids, to take care of, to protect them, because they are they are just kids.
And we know it better than most, I would say, here at DPS, because we have students, we have kids, and we're here for them. And everyone that I've met working and walking through our halls is here to make sure that all of our students thrive. Now, I know that that's our tagline, that's what we say, but it's also a credo, if you will, right?
Yes.
Now, going back to what you were saying about the different dates, if I was a kid, I would find a way to travel to all the countries during the Children's Day, and that way I could get spoiled year round. You know?
Yes, like for instance, in Mexico, it's a day that it's like people are giving you gifts. Sometimes they are festivals, and so you really feel that love, right? And hopefully that continues, because childhood is a very difficult time in the life of a person. So we have to make sure that the kids are happy, because chances are, if you are happy when you are growing up, you are going to be a good, productive individual growing up.
And that's good for society.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Clarita, I want to move on to the place that you work, the art museum.
That museum.
What are some of the special activities, exhibits that the museum is going to offer during this year's celebration? And how does the museum design activities that help kids learn through art while still having fun?
Right. Well, that's the main component, to learn while having fun, because we want to make learning an activity that it is you just want to do it. So we have a team of people who are specialized in the several different cultures that the museum has, the collections, but they are specialized in a way that they are trying to connect the works of art with what they are learning or with what their experiences are. So anytime that you go to the museum, you are going to learn, whether that's your idea or not. You are going to learn because there are so many fun activities that you can engage with at the museum. There are collections that every single floor, the museum, the Martin building has 7 floors. And in each one of the floors have different collections. And in those floors, in those collections, we are going to have an area where it's a very interactive area where you can learn more in depth about the objects.
So they have hands-on.
They have hands-on. So besides that, if you are, let's say that you have your family and you cannot go to the museum because you are living far away, like you are in the state, but you cannot access the museum immediately. So you can also visit the museum through the internet. I mean, through the
you have
technologies
online.
Yes, and especially for parents and for teachers. Oh. So you can create your own curriculum based or in connection to the works of art that we have at the museum. And so there are different ways in which you can approach and make it for specifically your class. You know, if you are in the ECE or if you are in 12th grade or if you have your kids that are in different, we have activities for each one of those grades. So, I mean, it's like if you can go to the museum, it's wonderful because we have free admission to children from 0 to 18.
Just on that day?
On every day.
Every day?
Every day.
There's no charge for children?
Charge for children.
Every day is Children's Day at the museum.
At the museum, exactly. That's a great way to see it. You don't need to have, if you are a teenager, you are 15 years old, 16 years old, you have free admission to the Denver Museum.
Wow.
And we have, get this, we have lectures. We're going to have next week, we're going to have a lecture by a Mexican artist that lives in California, I believe. But his last name is Chagoya. And he creates, taking into consideration the art from the pre-Columbian times, he creates his own art. So there is a lecture, I believe it's on the 14th, and students have free admission to that lecture. So, if you are a teenager and you want to learn more about this kind of art because that's what you want to do, you know, you are a great artist in your class, and so you want to learn about this, you can come to these lectures, and it's free for kids. So for students. So the best way to learn about this is that you can go to the webpage denverartmuseum.org, that you can have all of this information, and you can get all of the calendar. You can go to the calendar and see what is happening and then go there. And if you are a parent or caretaker, you can also very much tailor suit your visit, so that you can say, because imagine going to 3 different buildings. You could not go to in the same day. So just select.
It's like Disneyland.
Well, it is.
You can't do everything in one day. You got to be selective.
Yes, or the Museo de Antropología in Mexico City, that is like so many things. So before going, you have to, you can select what it's like you are going to approach it in a different way. Like, I'm going to go to see the pre-Columbian art, or I am going to see art from Mexico in the colonial times. That is just amazing. Or I'm going to see the fashion designers that are on the 6th floor, or photography. And so you can check. It's like, and you go with your parents, or you go with your group. Like I said, kids all the way to 18 years old, they have free admission no matter when they go. Wednesday is the only day that we close. So if they want, if they have any day that they would like to come, on Tuesdays we close at 8 o'clock, or so they can go in the evening and enjoy all of the things that the museum has to offer. So there are so many different things, and for all kind of taste. You know, if you like the modern art, or you like more like the Asian art, that is wonderful.
Something for everybody.
African art. We have, you think about it, name it, and it's there.
Wow.
So So
That's beautiful.
it is a wonderful resource that it is there for you, the teacher, it is there for you, the parent, and you have to use it. Otherwise, you are wasting that resource. And just check it out and see that it's really important. And we have tours that are. You can also request the tour to include an art making activity. So you can
get some hands-on.
Yes, and you can tailor suit your group. I mean your tour, because if you are a teacher that is like in the social science, you can. There are tours like that. So it's a whole menu that you can choose from.
That leads me to my next question, which is how can teachers and schools use what you have, the museum, online, to support the classroom learning? Because here at DPS, we're all about student learning.
Right.
And you just touched on it. Can you keep going? Like, this is very interesting.
Yes. Like, I think the first touch point will be going to the website.
Okay.
And then there is a page that is for educators.
Okay.
And there is a creativity resource, like if you want to go deep into the topic, or if you are teaching about, let's say, social issues. There is resources there that you can go. There are information about works of art that touch on that topic. And so you can learn so much and therefore share with your students. Or as a parent, you can learn so much so that you can talk to your children. And so the first thing to do, I would think, is to go to the website and go to the different areas. Like they have activities for families, activities, the days that are free for all, that you can mark your calendar and say, well, we're going to go and make it this day, because for the parents that is not free for the parents. So we can go in these days. You can also have information about, like I said, as a teacher, or information about if you have students that have special needs. We have also classes dedicated for that. And now that the summer is coming, you can also check out the summer classes for. We have studio classes for the teenagers. For the teenagers, and classes for the little ones. And
how exciting!
So it is really exciting. For there is something for everyone, for each person.
We like that. We like that here at DPS. And you talked about all of the programming that you have for our youth, and how they can get involved and get with the museum and really have a really great tailored experience at the museum. My question to you is for our students that are of age who are looking to get more involved, like youth programs or internships, does the Art Museum offer anything like that? Yes.
And again, a good point of entrance is the website. You can go, and then we have also like we have groups that they are doing advisory, like an advisory committee, but they are formed by the students. So teenagers can give their opinion,
their input, their voice.
Yes. So there are so many things that really it will be a very extended program, a very extended interview to talk about all of the different works that we have, or the different programs that we have. Because at the museum, one of the first mission is to create that platform that the community, and in this case the student community, can make use of the resources at the museum, and also to see themselves in the museum. Like, for instance, we have invited, we have a studio class, a studio time, a studio hours with different artists. Like every year is a different artist. So these artists have studio hours where you can come in and talk to the artist, and they are going to share their techniques, or they are going to share their experiences. And it is a very wonderful program, because it's like you are connecting with the artist, and the artist is connecting with his audience, with his public. And so it is very interesting, and it is a wonderful way to connect the works of art of the museum with the students, and also be a model that the kids are going to think, I can do this. I can, because we have, and I'm sure that you are aware of this, that kids have such an artistic.
Absolutely.
They are amazing.
Absolutely.
So, and also, it's like we have these programs, like for instance, the studio or the art making and different programs. And when there is a charge for summer programs, we also have opportunities to have scholarships. So
some of the things that may cost a little money
for the summer programs, we have
some funding.
Yes,
okay,
exactly. So it all depends on you really have to be aware of what you want. What do you want to do, and then go from there and explore what the opportunities at the museum. Go for the calendar and see what is the activities that you would like to participate.
I remember one year you all did a lowrider show.
Yes.
And I thought that was so cool to have all the lowriders, because that's art,
right?
And all the lowriders have art, and if they're chromed out. Growing up, I really enjoyed the lowrider culture and the art form, and so I thought that was really cool. And it's a culture of mine,
Right.
And so I thought, wow, like how cool to see our art represented.
Yes, I'm so glad that you enjoyed the exhibition, because it's like the elevation, so that people realize that is also art, that it merits to be in a museum.
Yes.
And so, and that's another one of the goals, that kids, young people, see themselves as a possibility that they can be their work can be in a museum sometime.
I think it's important to expose students to opportunities and bring them forth through art, through learning. And you never know, someone might think of a career path like, I want to be a doctor. You know who I think a very famous example of this is a former President, George W. Bush. So he went the political route. I believe he was an art history major. You're gonna have to fact check me on Google, but I believe he was an art history major when he was an undergrad. But his dad was obviously former president, so he went the president route. But there's a video of him painting, and it's so intricate, and his painting is so beautiful. And I think that you could do both. You could do both. You could always have an interest in that. But I think in a past life, if he could only do art, I think he would have taken that route, because his paintings are very, very beautiful.
Yeah, well, and also given the opportunity, right?
Yes.
You have to have the opportunity.
Yes.
And what sometimes kids, they say, well, it's just my art, but it's not important. No, it is important.
It is important.
You have to go and grow with those encouragement. The kids need to be encouraged. They need to know that what they are doing matter, and that there is those voices that are present at the museum, that they can find their way once they visit the museum.
Clarita, I can see why you love your job so much, because it's very similar to my job, and why I love my job so much, because we're here to help our students, help children, and celebrate them. Now, I want to paint a scenario for you, okay? So let's say that me and my family have never been to the Denver Art Museum, and we've never gone, and we don't know what to do or how to start. What are some of the must-dos, some of the must-sees from your perspective that my family should do?
All right. So first of all, you will go in, and you're going to receive, your admission and your sticker and things. And so the first thing to do is to grab a museum guide.
Okay.
It is in English and Spanish. So there is one for English, one for Spanish. And so in there, you're going to see, well, I would like to go and see the art from China, or I would like to see the art from Europe, or the art from Mexico. So you're going to see where it is located and, where to go. But on the first floor, in both buildings. Hamilton building, the one with the triangles and the broom and the dustpan outside, the sculpture of the broom. That building, you can have you can go to the Cosmic Studio and have activities for the family. You are just going to get your imagination go wild, right? But if you went to the other building, to the Martin building, the one that looks like a castle, that building also have an area, and it is even bigger because you can have. It's called in English is the Creative Hub. In Spanish you have it as a Corazón Creativo. And that name was given by the designers because the designers of that space are from Mexico City. So they say, well, we want this name, Corazón Creativo. So in that Corazón Creativo, you can draw, you can express yourself and we have all of the materials that you and your family can go and create together. So let's say that you go there first, then you get all of your paint or your drawing or watching the video or doing something in that area or seeing an exhibition. We have an exhibition always. There is an community art created by the community. So you can enjoy looking at the different courses of art. But let's say that you skip that area. So you go to the 7th floor first. And in the 7th floor is Art of the West, the Western art. And it is, like I mentioned, every floor has an activity, an area that is an interactive area.
Okay.
So that you can enjoy that. You can, all of the activities are meant to enjoy it in family. It's not something like you go and do that and while we go and do this. Everything is together. Everything you have to, all of the different floors, you can enjoy these activities. And another thing is that in the Martin building, it was designed by an Italian architect. His name was Gio Ponti. So he saw the museum as a kind of like a castle to protect the art, but also to protect the visitors and to enjoy the views because Denver has such amazing views that some of the windows you're going to see that they look like, when you look through those windows, it's like a postcard. Right, because it has the view of the mountains.
That's very cool. I enjoy that.
So you can, and then you can have your own games going on. Like, let's see if we find paintings with horses, or let's see if we have a sculpture with, it's a way to connect with your own family. It's a way to go and enjoy the museum that perhaps you thought that it was going to be boring. But you are going to leave wanting to come back again, and you can come back again. And
there's special exhibits all year round.
Yes.
Wow.
And so we're going to. Right now we have an exhibition about art from Australia that it's amazing. It's just beautiful. So I suggest you to go to the website and check what art would you like to see, you would like to explore, you would like to learn about. And there is a page for teachers, for educators, that you can, you can think, well, what am I going to do with my students? And we have a team of educators that they know exactly, when you tell, I want this tour for, because we are learning about Asia, or we're learning about Africa, or we're learning about social issues. So everything that you can think of, it can be made into a tour.
Clarita, before we let you go, I want to bring us back to the main event here, which is Children's Day, or Día del Niño. Can you just tell me again the who, what, where, when, why, how, type of thing? Tell me where should we go? When is it? Tell me what we need to know.
Okay, so Día del Niño is our 24th anniversary of the celebration, and it's going to be on Sunday, April the 26th, the last Sunday in April.
Okay.
Because we cannot do the April the 30th, so the next thing is the last Sunday in April. We're going to have from 10 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to have performances for live music and live dances. We're going to have art making. We are going to have the Cosmic Studio. We are going to have the artist is going to be going to be there on Sunday. She's going to be sharing her techniques with the visitors in that studio. So we are also going to have children's choirs. And
very
so
cool.
we have the program for Día del Niño has what we always have every single day the museum is open, which is the activities, interactive activities, the artworks in the different galleries. But the only thing that is added is the performances, the music and dances. And we also have art making activities. Museo de las Américas is going to be, joining us in the space for the creative hub or Corazón Creativo. And so it's a day to explore. So Sunday, April the 26th, from 5 to 10, 3 buildings in the museum that conform the Denver Art Museum, Hamilton Building, Martin Building, and the Kirkland. And joining the celebration is going to be the Denver Public Library, History Colorado, the Women's History Museum that is next to the Denver Art Museum, Clifford Steele Museum. And so it's the whole area. So it's kind of like a Sunday afternoon in our
How exciting.
Yeah.
It's
So,
gonna
and
be fun.
all of the activities are going to be indoors.
Oh, indoors. Okay.
Yes.
So regardless of weather, it's on.
Yes, it's on. Yes, it's going to be indoors.
Okay. Very great. Well, Clarita, I want to thank you for joining us on the EDUCA podcast for today and sharing this information because I had a lot of fun, and I just can't imagine going to the museum and doing all of this fun stuff with my family because I'm excited to go.
Right. Well, many grown-ups are the ones who are taking the time.
Who are drawing.
Yes. And the kids, can we go now? The kids, right? So
it's like, no, let me finish.
Let me finish. So it is a time for everybody to enjoy and feel at home, feel welcome.
Well, thank you, Clarita.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, friends and families, this concludes our EDUCA DPS podcast for today. I want to give a big thank you to our guest, Clara Richardi, for sharing this information. And if you found this content entertaining or important, please help us share it and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Denver Public Schools Plus. You can also find us on all the major podcast platforms. Just search for the Denver Public Schools Podcast Network. Our gratitude goes out to the entire DPS Communications Department, and a big thank you to our proud superintendent, Dr. Alex Marrero, for his continued support of our multimedia productions. Don't forget to tune in where the learning journey continues. And remember to tell your children more often, I believe in you and I know you can do it. I'm Javier Ibarra. Until next time.